going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Daily Hacked. And today continues the series all about podcasting, but not just any kind of podcasting. Today, we're talking about frictionless podcasting. Now, Ron, what is frictionless podcasting? Someone might ask.
Oh my goodness! I thought we were doing open doors. So
You're the one that told me.
it came at the same time. So I actually thought we would do open doors today.
Okay.
Frictionless tomorrow. So it was a good tease for tomorrow. And I forgot to tell you before I went live. So
Yeah.
That's what happens, folks. That's what happens.
happens. You know, we roll with the punches. So let me rewind. Right. All right. And today we were talking about how podcasting can open doors for you. And, you know, this is one of my favorite pieces about having a podcast. So, Bron, what kind of doors does podcasting open?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I mean, one, we get to be on somebody's show that has had Oprah and has had multiple high A-list celebrities, and then there's Ron and Corey. So it's crazy that we're going to be on their show. But if it wasn't for podcasting, he wouldn't have been on our show, and we wouldn't have had the opportunity to be on their show. Some of our clients, they've been able to connect with high level influencers that didn't respond to them whatsoever until they had a platform for them to come onto.
Yeah, 100%. Now, the doors that opened for us to talk to a bunch of people from day one, right? Like from day one, we had people coming on our show just to have a conversation. And before, they would have had no reason to speak with us. They would have been like, sure, well, let me sell you something, but they're not going to just come on and give for free. They're not going to come and just give value, right? Dwayne Moffat, he opened his show up with a big name, George Bryant, right? Like it opens doors like you would not believe. So what is one, like, why is that? Why is that? Why does it open so many doors for people?
Oh my gosh. So think about it. If you have a platform to offer someone to come talk to your audience, to let them pitch their thing or talk about their thing or be able to get into a different audience segment than what they're used to being able to talk to, they're going to jump at that.
Yeah. And how many in the 180 episodes that we have published? Obviously, not all of those are guest related, but with the regards to the guest, how many guests have actually said no to us?
0.
Yes, a big fat 0. Now we've had a few that have been playing hard to get.
Yes,
and haven't actually.
They'll be on. They will be on.
They will be on someday. They will answer us. They've never said no, but someday they'll actually answer us and come on the show. So we now have relationships with people because of the podcast. Now, it's one thing for them to just come on and give value and say hi and spend 30 minutes with you or an hour with you and have a conversation. But what it does beyond that, the interview, so to speak, what it does beyond that that's what blows me away.
Yeah, it's crazy the relationships that you can build in a 30-minute Zoom conversation, right? So we don't use Zoom, but some people do. But it's a face-to-face conversation where it's the next best thing than, being at their house or in an event space together. But the relationships, like even Dwayne, like the only way I know Dwayne is from these little picture screens, right? So I've never met him in person, right? And I feel I have better relationships with some of these people that I've never met because of podcasting.
Yeah, 100%. So the relationships, right? Like it opens doors. People say yes. People want to have a conversation. They want to teach. They want to educate. They want to share their message, and they go on to other places, right? Like you and I mean, we got booked on a show yesterday about gym and fitness stuff. So we'll see how that one goes coming up. But
I'm bringing my donuts to that one.
yeah, that one. I don't know if we are the ideal target audience for that one, but we'll
No,
see.
no.
But yeah, it opens up the doors. You have conversations. It opens up the relationships beyond those conversations, and then anything can happen, right? Like you could get asked to go speak on a TED Talk.
Yep. Yep.
That happened to Joy.
Yep. It did happen to Joy. So she started her podcast after not necessarily understanding the value of having one. So let's just put it out there. But she started it, and it's a phenomenal show. After it went live, someone reached out to her from Jamaica to have her on her summit because it was such a good podcast. Now, she would not have been able to get on that summit and the other 2 summits after that if she didn't have a show, but she would not have been nominated and put forward to be on TEDx stage if she did not have that platform.
Yep. Yeah. What about so Joy had the summit. What about some of the business opportunities that have come our way and others' way? You know, I think our very first podcast right? Dan came on and he had this idea of teaching and educating our show, and we actually developed the podcast through it. And he came on 5 straight days. We interviewed him. He went through his whole webinar and he taught everything. But then because of the sales he was able to get, we now had an affiliate through it. Like that was our first true like business affiliate partnership through the podcast.
Right. Yeah, it was our first joint venture. It was over a year ago. It doesn't even seem like it was almost a year ago. But our first podcast that we did was over a year ago. We've done multiple since then. But it was the first time that we're like, hey, how can we monetize this thing? How can we monetize it in a way that isn't gonna sell out or get commercials on it or those kind of things? Because yeah, you can monetize that way. But who wants to have a break and then let's talk about, I don't know, Swell bottles. Look at this Swell bottle. It's amazing. Nice and cold. Everyone loves Swell bottles. Go to Swell bottles, right? Like no one's gonna want. I don't want to do that.
Right.
Even though Swell bottles are cool, but like I didn't get any money for that, so that sucks. But what are you gonna do?
Right. I mean, sponsorships are one way.
Right.
But if for us, for the regular folks that haven't done it for a while, that are just starting out, that have never published an episode, they can't go get a sponsorship. Right? Like we're not Joe Rogan. We can't go get, millions of dollars. So what are some of the other ways that you can monetize, right? And so that JV partnership, right? Like speaking on summits, getting asked to go speak other places because of your own show and developing the relationships of people that you can learn from. And that's like, I mean, selfishly, everyone that came on our show in the first like 30 episodes after the launch, we were 100% getting free coaching.
Loved it.
Like,
and we still kind of do, every once in a while we got to throw that in, right? But it's also to help our listeners get the same free coaching that we're getting.
Right. Yeah. So utilize the podcast, utilize the relationships and figure out like, if you have your show, who do you want to learn from? What do you want to learn? Right? Find a way to get some free coaching. So you got the JV partnerships, you got getting asked to go speak on places. You can do a podcast and basically do a pitch through a show or our show or someone's show, right? And the JV partnerships, like the sky's the limit, right? Sponsorships are out there for those that go and search, but like a podcast can open so many doors.
Absolutely. And guys, you don't understand the doors it can open until you're actually standing at the door and it's unlocked. Like, let's just say it out there, right? They're like David Metzler. It's ironic that he was on our show and we get to be on his. Like, we're very honored to be able to do that, which is Friday, by the way. Friday live.
Yeah. Cool. All right, everyone. Start a show, start a podcast, have a reason to go talk to people. And once that reason is there, once that reason is clear, the doors that are going to open for you are unimaginable, right? Like you just don't know exactly what it's going to be, but do it right, find the show, execute, be consistent, and then the sky's the limit. So that's it for everything today. Tomorrow we already teased, we're talking frictionless podcasting, and then we have 2 more days of our podcasting series of the Daily Hack. So tomorrow, frictionless podcasting, and it will be 10-10 for 10. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.